Okay, the first thing you actually needed to have to install macOS on Apple hardware or make a Hackintosh system or whatever is usually a USB flash drive with the proper operating system installed. So what I'm actually going to use to uh, download that software for free on the internet from Apple site is this software which is called Give macOS. And so essentially, all I need to do to start the download process is start the program, which basically just double clicked on Give macOS command. And so I'm just going to maximize this, and once it gets done loading all the options, I'm going to choose the proper one for the software that I actually want to download to make my flash drive. So in this case, you can see from the list, the third option is actually the one I want, which is actually, I believe it's the most recent version of macOS Ventura. So all I'm going to do is enter option number 3 and then hit enter, and then it's going to start uh, downloading the appropriate files. And what I can do from there, or I'm actually going to do is just basically re-minimize that and let it do its thing. In this case, you can see the terminal screen is actually not going to update as fast as it would on a normal Macintosh because I'm actually using VirtualBox macOS Catalina installed in VirtualBox, and VirtualBox does not support um, any video pass-through for acceleration um, under any other operating system. So essentially, VirtualBox is kind of slow. Um, Video is kind of slow and basically laggy, but I'm only using it to download the software so I can install it. So while this is actually downloading, you can see the progress, uh, possibly. And then because I'm in VirtualBox, what I'm going to do is I inserted the flash drive, and so what I need to do is actually um, load that flash drive, and then what I can do after that is I'm going to essentially prepare the flash drive to be used to install the software once it's downloaded. So I'll actually just go under, utilities, and I'll just see load the disk utility, and in this case, the flash drive is actually, can't remember, it's a Jet Flash, Transcend Jet Flash drive with something else installed on it. So all I'm going to do is just basically right click on it and choose erase, and as the options, just leave it as untitled because it'll be needed once you install or start the install process of Ventura onto the flash drive. So the only thing I'm really going to change is I'm going to change um, the partition scheme to GUID partition map rather than what it was, master boot record. But so essentially all I'm going to do is leave everything else as it is, untitled, macOS external journal and GUID, partition map, and I'm just going to choose erase. And so all it's going to do is basically quickly reformat the flash drive with the proper partition table, and then it's going to be ready to use once I have the software downloaded and set up. So now that this is done, I'm just going to basically close out of the utility, and for the time being, I'm just going to okay, software is finally downloaded, so all I'm really going to do here is press return, and it's going to go back to the menu item, and then I'm just going to choose quit, and then just close out of that terminal. Then I'm going to go into the Gib macOS folder, and then under the new macOS downloads under publicly releases, I only have one download there because I only downloaded obviously the one copy of Ventura. So next what I'm going to do is actually just double click on the install assistant package, and what it's actually going to do is want me to continue, and then I'm going to choose install, enter my password, and all it's going to do is recompile the software, and all it does is actually just make the set up the installer and put it into the applications folder. So the last step is actually going to be to install the software onto the flash drive. So I'm going to open a terminal, and then from there I basically have a command that I'm going to paste, which actually just runs program to create and install media on the new untitled disk or flash drive. And so I'm going to hit enter there. I'm going to enter my password once again, and then just hit enter, and then I'm going to say yes because I want to have it installed on the flash drive. And it's going to erase the disk, and then you'll notice once it is replaced on the desktop, it actually just, first thing it does is format it and rename it to the installer that it has on it. And then this process is also going to take quite a long time, so I'm going to again pause the video until actually it's done. Okay, the flash drives actually all are actually completed. Obviously, it takes a while for it to actually do it, especially on the system here because I was using 2.0 USB rather than 3 or 3.1. So essentially, the flash drive is actually complete. So it can now be used to install macOS, or you can actually open up the EFI folder and install the EFI partition and install the EFI folder for a specific system you want to install or whatever. But I guess that, the flash drive is ready to go, so we can actually move on and um, do other things. So for now, I'm just going to come back with in the following or the next part of the installation process.